Welcome back, everybody, to another Reel Chums trailer reaction and discussion. This time with House of the Dragon Season 2. I'm going to be honest. I've never seen any of the
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Hot damn.
None of them.
Wow. You just unload that to me right on camera?
And I'll tell you why. Okay? As usual, for our long time listeners, I like to wait for like a whole series to come out and then I'll binge it, okay? Because I just can't do this whole like week to week unless it's like a really fun property that I'm already like
vested in,
right?
Yeah, okay.
Then I'll do it. But this is one of those where like I just never got around to it. And then I heard all the hate that the last season got
For season 1 of the show?
for
Game of Thrones.
And I was just like,
dude. Okay, so it's funny you say that because I actually kind of avoided Game of Thrones when it was out because I was like, sometimes I like to, like when it gets too hyped, I kind of not want to be part of the hype train.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's just take a second. However, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the shows that I'm like, I actually regret not being there
in the hype
for the moments because it was an event. It's something that they did such a great job with it that like it really impacted, which in turn why the House of the Dragon was one of the biggest opening shows for the thing. But I think that they put too much weight on the back of Game of Thrones fan base that they lacked building out some of the other character points in this series.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I don't know.
I've heard people really like season 1.
I mean, it's at least from my perspective, it's been a bit of a mixed bag.
Okay.
But I mean, I will say there is definitely because you get like some of the past history, which is always fun,
right?
Especially when you're like a huge Game of Thrones fan, when you're understanding how this impacts the other story,
the other events in the future,
which is something that is beneficial for the show.
That makes sense.
So let's go ahead and watch it.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death.
The war we fought. Many will die.
Forgot. She's great.
And the victor will eventually ascend the throne. There is no war so hateful to the gods.
Look, I just love the set design.
Dude, it's so good.
Kin. And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
Okay. Let's go. Okay.
All right.
I'm excited. Part of it is I think I really love that there's definitely more dragons in this, which I'm always a sucker for on screen.
Do you feel like you got a good
was
amount in season 1?
There was a good amount, but there's definitely this feels like this is leading up to more war and more battles, and which means more betrayals / like tensions / like crossing and like a whole bunch of stuff, which is what this is all. The series is built on the fact that like who is going to backstab next, right? Which in a lot of cases you get some of the best, like what just happened comes from this series, which is why I think you really should watch it, and I think anyone should watch it, is because there's just after you like. One thing when I watched all of Game of Thrones from beginning one to the end, the first couple seasons definitely did feel slow, and I can understand why once people got through some of that stuff, they were so invested with watching week to week, because it was like I said, I regretted truly regretted the fact that I wasn't I wasn't with the people.
With the people, yeah.
In those moments.
Yeah. No, that
because then I was doing it by myself, and I was like, what just happened? And they're like, oh, you're just watching it now?
You're just watching it now.
So I like, if you do, I would totally rewatch it with you, because it's that, like, there. And so that's why I'm like, I kind of, honestly, I really want to see how this. I'm probably gonna watch this week to week, because I know that they might start bringing in some of the, because they need to do a lot of, like, not setup, but like understand, like, put the characters in place. We need to understand the characters. We need to understand the chessboard, right? We need an opening look at the chessboard before we can start seeing the real moves take place, like all opening moves. Now we're stating into the second phase, or whatever the phase is for the series. So that's just my opinion. I don't know.
I'll watch it. Should I start with House of? I should start with
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So if you do that, I'm down to watch.
How many episodes per season? 10? 12?
There's quite a bit, dude. There's 73 episodes and
8 seasons. Okay.
8 seasons, 10 episodes each.
Ish. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I would down to be doing it.
Okay. All right. I'll think about it.
All right. Let us know. Are you excited for this series? If you had any gripes, like, let us know in the comments below. What are you most excited for after watching this trailer, as well?
We'll see you guys.